Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor down here at Charlietown. There you go. I see Betty K down there, Mr. Kingfish over there, Oregon's Marine Biology, Big Jim, and we got 5 mile an hour northwest, it looks like, high tide. We got this beautiful heweacraft 210 searunner 2024 with an inline f200 Yamaha. Spare tire, you got the brake, I believe. Nope. You got the shift lock for lower gears. 2-inch ball with the peekapoo hole. Brake fluid's under there. Of course, if this is pulled out, you can turn into the backing up mode. For some reason, if your blue wire there is not disengaging your brakes, you can do it that way. Keel roller, the keel is not supposed to be hitting it. It's perfect where it's at. That's just if you get too far in the water, when you're coming in, the keel doesn't hit the cross member. Anchor guard, you got dual wipers. You got grease fittings there on your hinges for your doors. You can pop that up and leave it at home if you like. That's a rubber snubber. That here is a bottle rocket launcher. You put your bottle rockets in there and ping, there they go. Now, okay, it's a window stop. You got me. Got a little hood on top to kind of break the sun coming in. Again, diamond plate anchor guard. When you're pulling your anchor, it doesn't whack on this. And I believe this is paint. I thought they vinyled them, but I can see the tape mark here. And what they did was smart. This is what I told North River to do a long time ago. They got this distance right between here and down here. And they do that for a reason, because if you paint clean up to here, they're painting it and they're not getting, and then water gets up there and you start getting these blisters on the side. You got a reverse, semi-reversed here on the chine. And this is a variable degree. I believe it's a 15 by 22 by I think 35 degrees on this one. I could be wrong. And then you got galvanized trailer, double dipped. And then you also got, howdy.
Good morning.
Your bath oil hubs, brown good, white bad, discount all fours. You got back here chine guides, and that's what runs on this right here. This is your escape for your bilge. You got net holders over here, rocket launchers, rear deck light. Now these guys put the cleats where they belong. One there, one there, one there, instead of having nothing from there to here. So these guys did it right. This gradually goes in, so this is going to give you good protection. And I like this one here because then I can tie this up underneath and wrap it to here. Again, take the back, wrap it to here, so if the wind's really blowing away from where I'm docked, I don't have to get out of the boat. I can actually stand in the boat and pull my rope in, instead of undoing that one and undoing the rear one. These got 90-gallon fuel tank. They're 98-inch beam. I think 29 inches freeboard. I'm still stewing over that degree. It's a variable degree hole. And I'm pretty sure, I know it's 22, it looks like, by 35. Could be 18, but I'm going to say 15 degrees by looking at that in the back. 190 on the thickness. Offshore bracket. Large tie down eyes, and they go straight down, which is nice on these. Your offshore bracket is integrated into the hull, so it's part of the hull. So this is like a 2021, which it really doesn't matter here for the bar crossing, but you can add, you know, a couple feet onto that, so you're still not at that 26 mark. And you got the dual zinc bars. The bars are better, welded on even better yet, but that's easier to change. Wash down live well pickup if you got two, which this one has, the live well, the wash down and live well. There's your drain plug. You got the 200, like I say, variable camshaft timing, 2 coats of clerk, 2 coats of primer. Now what's nice on the 200, their horsepower kicks in at about 2200, which is really important, because on these you can sit there at a quarter to half from a standstill, 3/4. When you hit it, it's like kicking in the 4 barrel. A lot of these won't kick in their horsepower till 4800, sometimes in the 5200s. So that's why these are really explosive motors, lightweight, good on fuel. These heweacraft, the Stabicraft and the heweacraft, I would have to say probably are the best on the fuel economy. Stabicraft, I'll still go #1 on that because of their hull. And then heweacraft, and there's one of the Defiance that does pretty good. But anyway, back into the hole, I already told you 90 gallon on the fuel, told you the degree V's on it. I think the weight on it is 26 to 2,900 pounds dry weight. Sliding, what do you call that? Shaded, whatever that word is. Damn it. Huh, oh well, see, brain fog. Anyway, tinted, tinted windows, there you go. See, it comes to me. 15 by 15 pitch aluminum, right hand rotation, torque fin. You really don't need those, but it does act as an extra zinc down there. You got integrated electric or hydraulic steering. Now, if you're going to get a leak in the boat, say it's dry, it hasn't rained, you hadn't washed it, you go out and you got water in your bilge. If you got a lot of water, I'm going to say first plain side look is this right here. You don't over tighten these either. You just loosen it up, pull them off like this, and right here your dual bilge pumps, and over there your Seacog valve, and you got one underneath that, and you can get to your motor bolt holes from this and change your bilge pumps from here. So it's nice to have these, but these got a tiny little O-ring. Well, these are bigger actually right here. But if you got the little O-ring, if you tighten them too tight, it can flatten them out. So then you just kind of go like this, go in, you don't over tighten them. Just go like this and just give it one little snug. But if you had a lot of water, that would be the first place. Those ain't tight, someone loosened them up. I would say the next place would be probably lower bolt holes. And you can always look through there and see if you have staining. If you do that, you know that's where the leaks come in, the silicone, the slides. The third place water, if it's going to get in, could be the drain plug. After you use it a while, there's that little washer on the back that you can actually strip them out. They start bending on you, or the edges get worn out on those. So that would be number 3. That would just minimal water. Then it would be the pickups. But that's generally where water would come in if you have water. I mean, other than that, the hole hopefully shouldn't leak at all. And that's another thing on heweacrafts now. These guys, it was 1948, I believe, when they started. But as they progress, they get better and better and better. A lot of the name date boats, what they do is they kind of live off their name. They're still good boats, but they find something, they stick with it. These guys change every year, which is good. If you look at their welds on here, and they just hired a bunch of new welders, look at those welds. I mean, so these guys now are almost getting I would say, one of the best welds on these boats nowadays. Just 75 years right here. And they just do little things, like some of the seats are starting to put hydraulic. Them are storage bench seats. You could put 2 people, 4, yeah, there's 4, 5, 6 people comfortable. And look at this deck area you get with my beer. Oh, root beer, Henry's, that's hard stuff to get. I think that stuff's really starting to be popular. It's been out for over, oh God, I don't know, 30 years, I'd say. I remember placing that. I used to work for a beverage company, and I remember placing that Henry's about 30 years ago, actually, in the stores. Anyway, you got trays up there, you got courtesy lights, you got a courtesy light back there, and then I'll show you the batteries and stuff when I get inside. But their heweacraft is really, really getting to be a good boat. I remember when they came out, they had wooden front step decks. They didn't have a lot of these bigger models. And this is how you get in, you pop it there. You got rod storage there, you got a fish box there, you got drainage in here. You got a little courtesy light here, your battery switches are right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on all. So I turn it on all until I get where I'm going. If I'm gonna shut her down, troll a little bit, maybe use a lot of electronics, which they don't take a lot anymore, I'd go to battery 2. And then that way, if your battery runs down, you go click, click, you can go to channel or battery 1, and then go to 2, and it'll charge both of them. And one of the batteries is right here. So the bigger you go on these, the searunner basically and the Ocean Pro, they're about the same as far as the handling goes, I feel. And there's your other battery, there's your macerator for this, and you can, this is what I liked on this one, this valve over here. if you want, when you get home, instead of using the macerator pump to pump it out, you can pull the drain plug, put that, and that drains into here, which then drains out your drain plug. If you're on the water though, then you turn it the other way and you hit the macerator switch, which is right here. So very nicely done. Locks on these, put it up here. Here's your overflow, you get a little plug for here. Here's your fill, this is your baffle. They use these with the hose, so if this water's sloshing around, it slows it down instead of sloshing back and forth, then coming on out. And these are an insulated fish box. Live well here. There's your pump for your wash down. There's the valve here to shut it off. Say you took your hose off, you want to make sure you shut that. If not, you put this or leave your hose on. Now I'm going to take my root beer with me. And here, there's your light. Whoa, bright light. Oh, my payday. Kick it around, payday. There it is. Paydays and root beer. Breakfast of the champions. May not be good for your health, but what the heck. Gotta have a good dessert root beer. And then this, you just pop open, walk out, makes it nice. Trays, glove box, hydraulic steering, CL5 gauge. Here, live well, here that came on. Courtesy lights are those there. And then you push down, and it's your roof lights, nav lights, bilge, wiper up goes to the starboard, down goes to boat, horn, 703 control box, windows, screen, good visibility, backdrop. I'm going to turn that, trim tabs, cup holders for the driver, very important. Oh, and that's another thing on these heweacrafts.